The path doesn't give a shit what you call it. You're on it no matter what you can do. You have no choice. Which path is right for you? So this question kind of tilted me when I heard it from Rupert Sparrow saying there's the direct path, which is what he's doing with his non-dual teachings, and then there's what he calls the progressive paths, which are more oriented towards maybe like mantra meditation and healing oneself to get to a certain place and all that. But what I think is not being addressed, and what seems really obvious to me, is that the two paths are the different phases of the same path. It's like, okay, so you find yourself on the direct path. Well, where were you right before that? The progressive path. And then you find yourself on the progressive path, and what would you call it right before you get where you're going? The direct path. So it just seems kind of silly to even like call it out like that. There is a thing that people do, and they're getting from where they are to where they're going, and depending on how close they are to where they're going, determines whether or not they feel progressive or direct about it. So anyway, that's the first thing, and the second thing is, I don't believe that a lot of people really have the the authority or the power to really claim certain deep understandings and comprehension. For example, there are and I'll just throw it out there, believe this or not, there are entities that will block your awareness of certain things, and until you extract these entities and stop them from stealing your power, not stealing, it's a collaboration, you stop leeching your power to them, you will never have enough awareness in reserve to comprehend or to realize certain things. And that's just the way it is. You can't get around it. It's like you'll never be able to see Saturn with your naked eye. I mean, the rings of Saturn with your naked eye. You just don't have the magnifying power to do that, no matter how long you stare at it. So the progressive path, from my perspective, leads into the direct path once enough of the individual mind has been unburdened by the various weights of emotional memories, traumas, all that stuff. Once all that has come off, then the direct path becomes available. Now, to quote another teacher who I think is just hilarious, is when they say, this is Adyashanti, when they say, all paths lead to the top of the mountain. And he would say, no paths lead to the top. The truth is right here. Where are you going? And I absolutely love that, because this is another huge thing. It's that there's so much trying to be different than where you are. And if there's anything that all the teachings will converge on, is that the divine presence is everywhere, at all times. It's eternal. It's non-local. It's a matter of realizing that you're saturated with it and it being it all the time. So the truth isn't anywhere. It's not out of your reach. It's you're in it. You are it. It's just a matter of realizing that. So the idea of a path as if you have to earn it, is, that is a fundamental error. That's one of the bigger blocks that comes up towards the end. So I guess, to kind of summarize this little rant, there's no reason to categorize what kind of path you're on. The only really valuable thing to do is to just try to pay as much attention to the truth as you can at any time, and as time goes on, that ability gets stronger and stronger. You'll be able to become more aware of what's true right now, um, and and as that truth develops, untruths will surface. Untruths meaning like um, emotional wounds from the past that have been inherited, or like your emotional wounds, or that emotional wounds that have been inherited. Um, all these things will start bubbling up to the surface as your energetic field is purifying, and you really don't need to try to like call them out, because the system is working for you on your behalf in a way that is highly intelligent. So it will just happen when you're ready for it. It will happen. It'll come up, and it'll be there for you to process. Now, when it becomes obvious that something needs to be processed, um, then it makes sense, you know. And I coach breath work, and I think that that's a really good way to kind of yank it on that final piece, pull it out. And then, of course, you know, meditation and other things like that are really good for the gentle easing of these different energies. So, yeah. So, which path is right for you? Uh, I mean, call it whatever you want. You're on the path. It doesn't really matter. The path. Well, let me say it this way: the path doesn't give a shit what you call it. You're on it, no matter what you can do. It's you have no choice. Take care.